Hi guys, I'm Uncle Richie.
Yo, what up? J Money's back.
And this is C10. And you're listening to the Unkles podcast.
Welcome to the Unkles. That bread got stuck in my neck. Welcome to the Unkles.
We're out here in beautiful Strathpine this evening, Tuesday the 22nd of August. Guys, everyone out there, you've joined us on this beautiful evening. The Uncles are around the fire tonight, something different. You know, we're changing up the scenery. But there's no greenery.
Bro, what are you doing? That's true. No more greenery for a long time, Richie. Back to Europe.
But yeah, so guys, how was your day?
The day was good as always. You know, a few challenges here and there.
A few challenges actually, and you know, I think everyone has work, so I think everyone's got, you know, the same. It's a Tuesday, obviously. It's that second half of the half of the year moving in, so everyone's sort of had a little bit of pressure put on them to get that W at the end of the year. So, but yeah, the work was good, boys. Work was good. Obviously wanted to come home, so I was looking forward to this, guys, just around the fire.
Yeah, we got the beautiful fire in the background.
Especially with the cold here in Brisbane, it's good to have the warmth of the fire.
Definitely.
So I was looking forward to coming over here. And Chucky's got a decent place, a decent backyard with nice open space. Where Richie and I, where our apartments, where we live, is quite small, not a lot of open space.
Yeah.
So I have to make use of the greenery, as we said before.
Am now.
Nah, that's good, guys. Hey, honestly, thanks for coming, guys. Honestly, this is it's rare to have. Actually, I honestly don't think I've had you guys over since for the last like 3 different places I've lived. So
Yeah.
this is pretty good.
This is my first time to this spot.
The Naughty North.
Yeah, the Naughty North Strathy.
Strathy.
Yeah. Although I did, when we were driving here, we went through Brendale.
Oh
and
yeah.
I do a lot of like drive outs to Brendale because it's a big industrial area.
100%.
Lots of tenants and occupiers we're targeting are in Brendale, so good to see that part of the world again.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I was lucky that I lived around Brackenridge. So Strathpine used to be the shopping centre. It was a local, and we used to go to the arcade.
Oh,
Yeah, it was so good,
a
bro.
few cheeky babes there.
No, we used to play the.
Straight up.
Be honest.
I used to go there with my mate. Shout out to Keaton. He listens to the podcast.
Hey.
Him and I used to catch the 3 to 6 from Brackenridge, and we'll go through his place at Bald Hills, and then we'll come to Strathpine as a last stop. And we used to do the basketball game at the arcade where you know how you shoot the hoops in? Yeah. I always used to try to smash the game's record. But you can't, bro, because it's designed in a way that you spend all this money. You
It's like
don't win.
pokies.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like you think you can win, but it's designed for you so you don't win. But yeah, it was good. Good memories of coming back here
Yeah.
and seeing the place. I do miss this part of the north side.
Yeah. One thing I love about this area is there's actually quite a few. If you're an islander, or if you're from PNG or Solomon Islands or the Pacific region, even Philippines, they've got places here that have your markets, your market food. Your market food. Like I know we touched on markets before, but there's actually a Fiji Indian store just around the corner, bro. Best misakisi taro, kauka, all that stuff.
Ooh, all the good stuff.
All the good stuff, bro. But you know, it is now that the population obviously increased and the prices to go up, so like it's on demand. Definitely. Islanders.
Well, funny you say that because Parker was saying he went up to Redcliffe the other weekend and he was in one of those shops, one of those grocers.
Yeah.
And he saw this guy walk in. He was Chucky at the Redcliffe, at some Redcliffe grocer. And yeah, I think Chucky said to him, like, "Bro, I'm just here to pick up some fresh kina." Yeah! Oh, fuck. In my head, I'm thinking, "Hey, fuck kia ora, bro."
No, the Kiwis do have like their kina.
Oh, they love it, bro.
They do. Like it's actually, I think I was watching this video of how they used to consume, like they'll go out, but then they'll only get what they can in terms of sustainability. It's not like they're overusing that you know, because they're blessed with so much water around the country.
Oh yeah.
For them to make sure that the resources that they have and what they could get was, you know, enough just for them, not to overeat or anything like that. So I think they're really good for that sustainability side of things, which I think back home is something that our people traditionally in the village do, but I think overfisheries and other things from international countries have impacted some of the population of wildlife and things like that back home. But I'm obviously not 100% sure, but I think sort of heading towards that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Even just like back home, you'd hear about like the odd dynamite fishing too, which was, you know, it's probably not the best for the ocean and the reefs,
100%.
but you know, it's a quick fix for those people that are looking to sell fish.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just one way to contaminate fish as well, like explosives. It wouldn't be good.
No.
Definitely. It ruins reefs as well. Coral reefs.
Yeah, so I mean, there's nothing good about that, but yeah, I know New Zealand, those divers and, you know, Piriwipu, he's got his own show where he goes out, you know, fishing and scavenging and
Yeah, I love this. I love it.
Is that on YouTube?
yeah, bro, it's on
We
YouTube.
might check that out. Hey?
Start slurping up some of that puku inside.
Perisiki Tour, Ratu.
They go like pig hunting and all of that. Like, I think there's deer in New Zealand too.
Yeah, bro. Wild deer, definitely.
Yeah, and there's wild deer in Papua New Guinea. If you didn't know, for
Western Province.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, bro. South fly, middle fly. Oh, not middle fly, south fly.
I actually saw Jeffrey went hunting. Like,
Recently.
yeah, bro, he killed a deer and stuff.
Bro. I
Yeah.
must
He must have gone to
Yeah.
Western Province or Goilala.
Cow. Oh, funny.
Human.
Bro, Goilala, they actually, the missionaries walk cattle all the way up through the mountains to get farms there, pigs and cattle, all those domesticated animals farm animals are all, you know, they're all there.
They're all up there in the mountains of Goilala.
yeah, wow.
Shit. Fuck it out. Alright, well, what were we gonna discuss?
That was a very long intro.
Yeah. I think, you know, we're around the fire, and as you do around the fire, you just, you know, anything goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Couple of whiskeys, country music.
That'll be the next one.
Yes.
Couple of
Let's
whiskeys.
get a bit lit.
Around the fire.
Yeah.
Another fire started over there, guys.
I'll put that in. Yeah.
But I think we were going to talk about just in terms of reviews and things like that at work. I know I just recently had my performance review, and I think for me sometimes when I look at work and in terms of constructive criticism and the way that they put it. Sometimes I get a little bit disheartened in a way because I care a lot about what I do and I want to get the best for myself. So I think for you guys, what when you do receive constructive criticism from work, how do you go about managing that? And obviously, ultimately, I think also it's important to note that it comes from a place of care. Like people that work with you, I care about you and wanting you to be better, so you could, essentially do the job better and achieve what you're capable of, or But for you guys, how do you go about when you receive constructive criticism, particularly in a workplace, and implementing that into your work life? And
bro, excellent question. I was actually thinking about that today after mine. Like yourself, had a bit of constructive criticism. I think we said we weren't going to say too many I thinks and pauses, but I'm just thinking back to my last.
It's all a work in progress.
Yeah, it is.
Thinking back to my last job. I think that job really pushed me through a lot of constructive criticism every week. Just in retrospect, I think my boss wanted to get the, obviously, not surprising, but she wanted to get the best out of everyone. So the constructive criticism was so harsh. One-on-ones were like, shit, she's gonna rip you a new one. Yeah, bro, 100%. They don't play around, bro. But now looking back on that, I don't think I'd be taking constructive criticism the same way again, because it literally makes you hit rock bottom, reality check, and then move to this new company. It's like game on, and if you put your hard yards in it, you get there. So like the constructive criticism that the boss told me made me literally experience it for probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes, take it in, see where it needs to be done. And I just wrote down in front of him and said, look, I'm going to need a lot of help with this.
Yeah.
But I think it's just being honest with your boss and just telling him straight away, looking him in the eyes and say, or her, look, I'll need your help for this, and I'll strive to literally achieve all of that. But that's how I took it. But I mean, I literally went and then cried in the bathrooms.
Yeah.
It was so hard, bro.
I think the one thing that I try and remember too is that they're the experts of their industry.
Yeah.
And they've been through it. Like they've had 20, 30 plus years in the game, and so I mean they're only talking from their experience. And even though in the moment it might seem like fucking a bit harsh, and we're thinking like that, they only want the best for us. I mean, that's why they hired us. I know in some instances it's probably not the case, where maybe they are actually being fucking too harsh on people, but most of the time it's like what they say, it is constructive criticism.
I didn't cry in the toilets, by the way. I just
well, I
had
did.
a moment. I had a moment, bro. Watch the face, look at it, and go, fuck, man.
Nah, I think I had the same sort of thing today actually, and I got some good feedback, but ultimately the feedback was you're not doing enough of what's
Just to sum it up.
you're not doing enough of what's expected, and you need to double the output in order to achieve an outcome that the company sets. So I mean, for me, the next 4 weeks is just trying to maximize the output and start to get some runs on the board, especially because it's the new financial year. But I think one thing that always helps is talking to someone else about it. That's not part of the business. Maybe it's your your partner, or your sibling, your brother, your sister, or another uncle. Just telling them about your performance review, because even just us now, like openly speaking about it, I feel like I already feel so much better about it, and now I can go on tomorrow and maybe I'll take some notes in the morning when I wake up, and I'll go, oh fuck, okay, I'm not doing this right, maybe it's because I need to do this right as well. So
100%, bro.
Speak to someone about it, because it's like that old thing. If you bottle things up, you know,
Yeah.
the bottle's gonna smash, and
That's
soon
right.
everything will come to life. But yeah, Jackman.
Great analogy, bro. I think to that too as well. Another thing that I wanted to add is that sometimes those feedbacks at that time to you, what you guys were saying, it can be, you can take it in a way that's not really beneficial for yourself because you're in the heat of the moment. You're not really seeing it for what it was.
Yeah.
Like you see it and you're like, you doubt yourself and you lose that confidence. You're like, can I do this better? But it also is things that you know that you can do a little bit better. Like there's been times when, for my instances, for an example, on my end, I've done things when I've rushed through it and I forgot to double check certain things. So I didn't tick it, cross a few T's and dot a few I's, as they say. So I think for me, one of those key areas was just making sure that I ask for help if I need things to be done. It's not just on me to do that, but also I speak to other people and tell them that, look, I'm struggling with this. Can you help me out? So there's people in your team that you can, reach out to that have more experience to, like what you were saying before, Richie, and they can, split things up and give you more of a difference in terms of where they can push you in the right direction too as well. And but yeah, ultimately, I feel that people from my work, they care about me and they want to kind of help me grow and get me to a place where it will be beneficial for my career output. So I think it's just maybe taking a step back after the things happen and reflecting it and putting it into perspective. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, we're not saving lives in some instances with the work that we're doing. So, unless you're a doctor or things like that. But so it's just about, I think, taking that couple of hours, maybe go for a walk, talk to someone, as Richie was saying.
Well said, J Money.
So I think hopefully that gives us a few people a few pointers to look towards.
I mean, hopefully we're not the exports. Hey,
XP
export. Export. I want to drink it as well.
I was thinking about it when I came past
Yeah, stop at the bottle
there.
there. Nah, but
It's a Tuesday.
we're not the experts, and we're still figuring things out, especially through work and life.
100%.
So this is just the honest truth you're getting from the uncles, You heard it here first.
Heard it here first, boys.
You're not paying any subscriptions for this content.
That's right, so
Bro,
make sure you record this and make some notes.
Wait, some people charge for motivational speakers and things to go to training, personal development.
Bro, personal development.
Yeah.
The last company I worked for had a personal development coach.
Budget? Oh, coach.
Yeah, like an actual person. And the services he provided for the company were to their clients were coaching and career development, coaching CEOs and literal bosses, bro. Just giving out motivation, but like through actual syllabus, actual training program.
Yeah.
And it was awesome, bro. Did this speech one time, not speech, sorry, it was like camera. Our marketing lady put up a camera, and it was like it was supposed to be a invitational video to people that want to come or that are thinking of working in PNG. What PNG is like, what to expect, on the social and on the social side of things, and also on
Cultural perspective.
Sorry, that's right.
Yeah.
But
I remember you were saying a couple of episodes ago too as well, in terms of mentors, having someone that you can go and talk to. So I think that's the thing where a lot of young people don't know that they can utilize, especially once they're studying their careers, that you can actually, there's like resources that are available with things that you pay for that will put you with people that are mentors within your respective industries, where you can maybe have a coffee with them once or twice a month and just chat to them. And I was looking into getting into that. It's just obviously time permitting, I haven't been able to, but there's other people that I have worked with previously that I just go and have a chat to them whenever I can, and they just give me a few pointers in terms of how I can get my career to where I wanting to go into, and eventually get to a position where I can be successful. And apart from obviously getting the uncles to 100k followers on Instagram and sponsorships with PNG hunters. I don't know. And New Guinea. Yeah. Tourism and Authority PNG.
Yeah.
How good?
That'd be good.
That's the aim.
But yeah, like things like that where you can, there are resources for you to just go and speak to people outside of your workplace too as well if you do ever need and feel that you need help to, get through tough times in your work where it's, you don't feel like you're getting to certain outputs of work, or you're struggling just to kind of, make sure that you're getting the right things where possible. But yeah, so that hopefully that kind of sums it up and gives people some perspective in terms of how they can go about managing constructive criticism in a workplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that one of the other things as well we should do is not so much take on the constructive criticism, but also don't take it too much to heart, as you said. I think it always helps to laugh at yourself a little bit. At the end of the day, you're meeting your boss, but endos are Golaos, endos are Gopex, endos are Kaigaidina. He's also just a human being.
Yeah.
So.
Well said. And then obviously we spoke about our goals at the first half of the year. It's obviously H2 now, or the new financial year in some businesses.
Yeah.
How are you guys going with your goals? 21 episodes in, a bit of a mic check.
Damn.
Bit of a life check.
Put us on the spot, Jackman. J Money.
JJ.
I actually can't remember mine. I'll have to get back to you, but I think one of mine was not drinking for 6 months, and that ended after 3. So, so let's just say we're off track. But 3 months is still a feat in itself, so I'll take that.
We've got the rest of the year to kind of look back on our goals.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a track up.
Good, honest check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what I said. What I did say. Maybe I did. It was reading or something like that. Which I'm still struggling with at the moment.
I get where you're coming from, because we get so caught up with work. You had to go to Europe.
Yeah.
You're looking to move out or find if you release this experience, ending, or you're going through your stresses at work and things like that. It's sometimes those goals maybe need to be shifted in a way that can look to change them to things that you can be able to take off. So it's more, I guess, the question I was trying to get at is that if you feel like the goals that you set for yourself, which you have to revisit, how are you going to go about addressing that moving forward, and then finding new goals even? I know I said to read books more, personal development books. I haven't read a book since May or June, so it's been hard to get into that. So I think maybe I can look to change that to listening to an audio book or things like that. So I think what I was trying to get is just asking you guys, if you can't remember your goals, maybe even shifting that to focusing on the back end of the year. There's six months of the year still that you can look to tick off some boxes that you haven't.
I think for me the biggest one in now, as we get into the busy end, or as people say, silly season.
Yes.
With lots of lots of events coming up.
Oh yeah.
That just being smart.
No, I'm good, bro.
Because usually around this time of the year, start to become quite complacent with events that are on. Birthday parties, Christmas parties.
Focus gets thrown off a little bit, off the rails a bit.
Yeah, people saying, let's go for a beer here and there. So, I mean, that's a great point. I think for me, it's just trying to have a clear mind and focus on what my top priorities are. And those top priorities are, for example, had performance review at work. These are my KPIs, and this is what I need to do in order to reach those. And if you have a big night here and there, then that's gonna ultimately affect your performance come Monday and then you're one day behind. So I think just trying to keep those things in mind, even though it sucks so much, you know, that's the challenge, I reckon, for the next 6 months for me.
Yeah.
I think for myself, a bit of the same. Firstly, I think it'll start at work and then fix those little things that the boss wants. Make sure everything's all good at home as well. Fix everything that needs to be done. Obviously looking for a place. That's one of the things I said at the start of the year.
You did, yeah.
In those first couple of episodes we did on goals, but yeah, I'd say just keep making sure that part gets done first, and then everything should follow through. Because if everything's not good at home, then obviously you want to get trickle through to work, and you got to make sure everything's all good there first.
Yeah, no, that's good. Well, no, thanks for sharing that. I know we'll touch back on the goals a little bit later in the year, but this was just a midway check, I guess. Before we wrap up today's episode, I got a question for you guys. As students that boarded and come over from PNG, like, you know, in the podcast you shared your story, what are 2 memories, one good, one bad, that you experienced while boarding? And not many people would know what happens, obviously, because we might not have listeners that went to day school and would go back home. And what was it like? If you could share a few pointers on that. So what was it like? One good memory, one bad memory.
Damn. One good memory for me was probably, where to start? There's so many good memories. It was just, having the ability to, you know, come back from your dorms, come back, put your footy shorts on, and then go and play touch with the boys that afternoon. And then once it gets dark, you know, you're coming back in, you're having your showers, then it's study time. Just the simple things like that. But, you know, probably the other things are, you know, there were a group of us who started in year 8 and went all the way to year 12. So, you know, you spend 5 years of your life with these boys that, you know, you all walked in baby-faced, smooth skin, you know, no bumps, no nothing. And then you all graduate together, and, you know, everyone cries that last send-off when you're at Cliff, and it's one of the saddest things in life. Like, everyone cries, even though, you know, you think you're the toughest guy, but that last night in boarding was, it was a sad night. So that's probably the highlight. The low light would be leaving. Then, some tips and tricks, you know. It's just like in anything, right? You need to just get involved. Get involved with your boarding community. If they have little activities planned on the weekend, like, I don't know, trip to Malulabar or trip to the city, trip to Chermside, go and do those things. Don't be, you know, stuck in your little boarding room and, you know, just completely ignore everyone outside. Make sure you get out, you know, get involved. Because even, you know, they had St. Margaret's boarders were going to Malulabar as well. So, you know, you mix and mingle. You might, you know, meet a nice little girl on this time. So, things like that, I think, really helps make boarding life fun. Immerse yourself.
Yeah.
I reckon, just, I think, same thing, sorry guys. There's just so much to even discuss and so much to even remember. Because I'd say I have 2 perspectives of the same moment that Richard described. First one was obviously back before we moved to Australia, to Brisbane. I was boarding in Lae. I think the saddest moment there was saying goodbye at the start. Probably saying goodbye to my parents in the start, and then I think saying goodbye to all the friends that I made before we left
late to come to Brisbane. That was one of the saddest moments. If any of them were listening, I know some of them are listeners right now, but yeah, that was pretty sad saying bye to the whole class and your friends and all that. But then coming back, when I was finishing grade 12, same school as Richie, I remember we did the same goodbye as well, saying goodbye to the school. That in the daytime was already like sad, and then the nighttime there's this like good send off that it's one of the it was like a night like this, the moon out, man, honest, seeing Richie and all the boys literally crying and like
It's like boarding culture.
Yeah,
They do
boarding
it for
culture.
all the year 12 boarders. that leave.
Yeah.
it's a respect thing, a very big sign of respect. You feel like a rock star getting sent off, bro. It's amazing. It's actually so good.
Sad.
Yeah, sad,
Yeah.
very sad. The great times, obviously, that's wrapped up in it, and one of the best times was, from high school. I think to top it off was, just making friends, bro. Like you said, making friends, and I think playing footy with your boys and that feeling. I think that's very much up there.
That's so good. Yeah.
That's the best feeling ever.
Take me back.
Ah.
Simpler times.
Simpler times.
You
No-
didn't have to work and no performance reviews.
Yeah, bro. You gotta be
You went to your
vodka.
parents.
You just gotta be vodka.
You went to your parents to tell you what's going on.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing, guys.
Yeah.
100%.
Thank you everyone for listening. This was a special app in Strathie,
In Strathie.
Strathfine,
It-
Brisbane.
Is it
Australia.
4017 is the postcode? No, that's Brackenridge.
That's bro. I think it's 500. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nah.
45.
We
the big 45. guys.
4500.
4500 in the north.
In the naughty north.
Chucky will play us out.
Oh, guitar untuned. I'll just hit it with a little bit of a. Okay, that's when the thing's gonna fade out now.
Thanks guys.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
The Unkles.
Yeah.